Hi, I'm Trent Thomas. I'm the Director of Formation at Redfield College. As the Head of Formation, I guess I'm looking after the mentoring program at the school and looking after the partnership with the parents that we have at the school. And that's, I guess, the special part about being at Redfield is that it's a partnership. Because most schools have what you call the gate approach, where you sort of drop your kids off and then you leave and then you come and pick them up. But the car parks are fairly heartless. But here you'll find the car parks, they're full of conversations. When you partner with parents, you try to be on the same page, and when you're on the same page, you can achieve a lot. And that's quite special, as opposed to a transactional-based approach to education where you pay your fees and you have an expectation that the other party will do all the work for you. But here, it doesn't work like that. We work together, and that's special. The hierarchy in these schools is that parents, then it's teachers, and then it's students. Because the genesis behind that idea is that if you've got parents who are really invested in their kids and want the best for their son, and you've got teachers who are on a similar page, then the natural fallout from that is that students have the right environment to make sure that they have the best chance to develop those virtues or the best character they can attain. And when looking at the sum of all those virtues, the mentor, through conversations, will try and identify your son's particular strengths and the areas that he really works on, has done really well, and will affirm that, and the area of improvement. And I think we see this in all professions, that we've all got things we can, really be affirmed on and things that we need to work on. In primary school, there are three main virtues that a kid should have. By age about 7 or 8, sincerity, order, and what you call obedience or listening. So they're three cornerstone virtues that we will try and work on in a conversation with the kid. Typical questions may be centered around, what sort of chores do you do at home? What time do you get up every morning? Is it a fixed time, no matter what it is? What acts of service do you do for your fellow students? What's your friendship like? Do you eat some things you don't like sometimes? Do you do it with a smile? Now, most schools will offer something like that, but they will offer it in a larger setting, not a personal program, and it won't be followed up every 2 to 3 weeks with a mentor and then relayed back with the parents, as I say, closing the loop. A lot of the mentoring in the primary school is in equal proportion to mentoring the families. That's equally important. So how are we best supporting the parents to develop their own son in the primary years? Everything we do here is formation, and that means directing them in a particular way with their character, and the way they do that in the school is through their academic studies. So if you look at academic studies, there's of course hard work, there's industriousness, there's order, and it's really practical. Whatever you find happening at school is often at home. So if the kid is a pretty hard-working kid at school, he's probably pretty hard-working at home and obliging. And if he's got a messy locker at school, he's probably got a messy room. So there's a real natural connection between school and home. Examples, a Year 10 student I was mentoring, he had a real problem studying because he was distracted by his gadgets. And one practical resolution we made was to go and study at a library without his gadgets. And it was really difficult. We had some wins and we had some failures, but after a while, his productivity increased, and we actually made this very practical. We tracked his output. We had a great success in his HSC where he really achieved some good results. And it was just because we were able to pinpoint the area of improvement. We're increasingly in a fatherless society, frankly. And I think I'm seeing this more and more, that disconnected dads mean disoriented kids. And I think at Redfield, it's a real focus. What is our purpose? Who is the key players in a kid's life? And dad is a key player. There's some wisdom in dads spending one-on-one time with their son. Self-reflect and say, when's the last time a dad, and something would come up in a mentor conversation, spent one-on-one time with your son, and is it regular? And what are the nature of those conversations? We also have father and son camps. So we have an emphasis where dads and their sons go away. They are by far the most well-attended events, and it's just fantastic. And the dads have a ball and the kids have a ball. And it's also the connections between the fathers that's really special. And I found out from my own son who goes here, I've got bonds now with the dads that are beyond, as I call, the car park conversation. We try to help the kids, but equally we try to help the parents, and that's through some very practical things. So we have key parent functions. So key parent functions are like what I call PD for parents. They come in once a term and they get specific input. We try and follow that up with a parent-mentor meeting. So the mentor will meet with the parents and talk about their son's academic performance, but also talk about the virtues and character associated with that. And I guess the three traditional spheres, so the faith, his academic work, and also sort of his friendships and virtues in other areas. You're going to be best assured that you as the parents, as the coaches, are going to have the best assistant coaches, your mentor, to help you be the best parents. And we will do everything in our powers to help you and support you in our partnership to raise your son to be the best that they can be. The goal here at Redfield is to develop the next generation of men who want to be more and not want more.